The kingdom of Densu was once the envy of all lands. Its walls were tall, its markets filled with laughter, and its people lived under the fair and wise rule of King Kuntu. He was a man loved by many, brave in battle, gentle in counsel, and just in judgment. But like all great men, he had one flaw: he trusted too easily. By his side stood a man named Bodu, the king's most trusted advisor. Bodu had served the throne for many years, whispering counsel in the king's ear, managing his court, and earning his deepest confidence. Outwardly, he was loyal and respectful, but in the shadows of his heart, envy grew. For though Bodu wielded power through the king, he wanted something greater. He wanted the crown itself. It began with whispers. Bodu was a master of words, soft as silk, sharp as daggers. He knew how to twist truth until it sounded like wisdom. One evening, he approached the king and bowed deeply. "My lord," he began, his tone humble, "there are those who do not wish you well. I fear that even those closest to you may be plotting behind your back." The king frowned. "Who dares whisper such treachery in my house?" Bodu lowered his gaze. "I cannot say yet, my king. But I beg you to watch closely, especially those who smile too easily." From that day, a seed of doubt took root in King Kuntu's heart. He began to look differently at his council, his soldiers, even his friends. Bodu continued to water that seed with lies disguised as loyalty. Every rumor, every mistake, every misunderstanding, he turned them all into proof of betrayal. When the king's most trusted general disagreed with one of Bodu's policies, the advisor leaned in and whispered, "My lord, notice how boldly he questions you. Would a true servant speak so freely to his master?" The king dismissed the general the next day. When the royal treasurer failed to deliver the expected tribute from the southern province, Bodu said softly, "Perhaps his loyalty is measured in gold." The treasurer was imprisoned by sunset. One by one, those who loved and supported the king were cast away, leaving only Bodu at his side. The court that once echoed with laughter now fell silent, the people fearful to speak without Bodu's approval. Years passed, and the kingdom changed. Taxes rose, farms fell to ruin, and families left their homes in search of peace elsewhere. Yet the king saw none of it, for Bodu had built around him a wall of deceit. "The people are lazy," Bodu would say. "They need your firm hand." And the king, believing his trusted whisperer, ruled with increasing cruelty, thinking he was protecting his realm. But truth, like light, cannot be buried forever. One morning, an old woman came to the palace gates, holding a letter sealed with the royal crest. She demanded to see the king. When the guards refused, she cried, "I have come with the truth about the one who destroys your kingdom." The commotion reached the king's ears. He ordered the woman to be brought before him. Trembling, she held out the letter. "My son was one of your scribes," she said. "Before Bodu had him executed, he left me this." The king broke the seal, and his hands shook as he read the words. Inside, written in the scribe's neat hand, was the record of every lie Bodu had told, every bribe he had taken, every secret he had twisted. The letter even described how Bodu had turned the king against his own people. When the king looked up, he saw Bodu's face, pale, sweating, trembling for the first time. "Is it true?" the king asked. Bodu fell to his knees. "My lord, you must understand, everything I did for you." But the king's heart was already breaking. "You did it for yourself," he whispered. Guards dragged Bodu away, and for the first time in years, the palace fell silent, no more whispers, only the echo of what had been lost. King Kuntu tried to rebuild what had been broken, but the trust of his people was gone. The fields grew again, but not the laughter. The walls stood tall, but the spirit of the kingdom had withered. And so the tale of the king and the whisperer spread across the land, a warning that sometimes the most dangerous enemy is not the one who raises a sword, but the one who speaks softly in your ear. Subscribe for more videos. See you in the next video.